Picture this. Satellite photos from just hours ago show thick black smoke billowing over the heart of Tehran, the once fortified compound of Iran's supreme leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, reduced to collapsed buildings and rubble after a direct U.S.-Israeli hit that killed him and dozens of top commanders. Add to that the horror of over 100 schoolgirls reportedly dead in a southern strike, and you have to ask, how devastating is the real damage Iran has taken from the February 28, 2026 joint attack? And is the Islamic Republic on the brink of collapse or ready to fight back harder than ever? U.S. President Donald Trump confirmed Khamenei's death on Truth Social, branding him one of the most evil people in history, and framing the operation, U.S. Epic Fury and Israel's Roaring Lion, as a relentless campaign to dismantle Iran's missile program, military capabilities, and regime itself, with strikes promised uninterrupted throughout the week or as long as necessary for lasting peace while urging Iranians to seize freedom. Iranian state media, including IRIB, IRNA, Tasnim, Mehr, and Fars, after initial ambiguity from Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi, claiming leaders were alive and handling the situation, aired emotional confirmations early March 1st. The 86-year-old supreme leader achieved martyrdom in his office, killed alongside family members. His daughter, grandchild, daughter-in-law, son-in-law, and senior figures like security advisor Ali Shamkhani, IRGC commander Mohammad Pakpour, Defense Minister Amir Nasirzadeh, with Israeli sources and intelligence estimates confirming around 40 high-ranking officials eliminated in the opening precision waves. Commercial satellite imagery from Airbus, Reuters, and others reveals catastrophic destruction at Khamenei's downtown Tehran compound, known as Beit Rabari or House of Leadership. Multiple buildings severely damaged or fully collapsed, thick black smoke plumes rising from the main residence and office areas, widespread debris across the fortified grounds, leveled gardens shrouded in dust, and heavy structural failure in what was one of the regime's most secure sites. Before and after comparisons show the scale, with several key structures obliterated during what sources describe as a high-level inner circle meeting. The strikes were massive and widespread. Nearly 900 combined U.S.-Israeli attacks in the first 12 to 24 hours targeted 17 to 24 provinces, hitting Revolutionary Guard command centers, missile production and storage at Kojir Complex, Parchin military facility, showing fresh damage on top of prior scars, air defense radars and batteries, military airfields, and government infrastructure in Tehran, including the Ministry of Intelligence, Ministry of Defense, and Atomic Energy Organization-linked areas. Civilian casualties have been tragic and a major propaganda flashpoint. Iran's Red Crescent Society reported over 200 killed and roughly 700 injured nationwide on day one, while Harana and state accounts cite 133 to 201 civilian deaths and 200-plus injuries. The deadliest single incident was a strike on Shajare Tayyebe Girls Elementary School in Manab, Hormozgan Province, near an IRGC base. Local officials, Red Crescent and state media, put deaths at 108 to 148, mostly young students and staff, with dozens more wounded and rescue teams pulling bodies from rubble amid widespread outrage, amplified by images of the destroyed school and grieving families. Other civilian spillover hit residential neighborhoods, sports halls, and community spaces in Tehran, Qom, Isfahan, Karaj, Kermanshah, and southwest Lemerd near military targets. Military degradation appears significant short-term. Israeli officials claimed destruction of roughly half Iran's missile stockpiles, production previously dozens per month now heavily disrupted, along with missile/drone launchers, air defenses, and IRGC command nodes. CENTCOM highlighted successful interceptions of hundreds of Iranian retaliatory projectiles with no U.S. casualties and no meaningful damage to American offensive capabilities despite explosions at Gulf bases. Nuclear sites like Natanz, Fordo, and Isfahan avoided major new confirmed hits in this wave. Focus prioritized leadership, conventional military, and missile threats, building on 2025 degradations. But broader infrastructure effects include blackouts in Tehran from targeted power grid disruptions near military zones, damaged roads/access routes slowing emergency response, fires at complexes like Parchin and Kojir, and regime-imposed internet shutdowns limiting information flow and coordination. Iran declared 40 days of national mourning and a week of public holidays, mobilizing crowds to Revolution Square in Tehran, Imam Reza Shrine in Mashhad, and streets nationwide. Flags waving in grief, chants of revenge against the U.S. and Israel, but underlying economic hardship, hyperinflation, and protests since January across 23 provinces add layers of volatility. Interim leadership rests with President Masoud Pezeshkian, Judiciary Chief Gholam Hossein Mohseni AJ, and a Guardian Council jurist until the Assembly of Experts selects a successor. Speculation on Mojtaba Khamenei, Ali Larijani, or hardliners. Yet, the decapitation creates risks of power struggles or IRGC dominance. Iran's retaliation unfolded swiftly. Hundreds of ballistic missiles, Ahmad, Gator, Khaybar Sheikhan, and drones targeted Israel, triggering Iron Dome over Tel Aviv, Haifa, Jerusalem with 6 to 10 deaths, hundreds injured, and building damage, and at least 27 U.S. sites in Qatar, Al Udeid, UAE, Al Dhafra, Bahrain, Fifth Fleet, Kuwait, Jordan, Erbil, Iraq, causing explosions in urban Gulf areas like Dubai and Doha, but CENTCOM reporting minimal overall impact. Regional chaos includes closed airports, halted flights, surging oil prices on Strait of Hormuz fears, 20% global supply, and warnings of energy crises if proxies like Hezbollah, Houthis, or Kataib Hezbollah prolong attrition. UN Security Council emergency session saw Russia condemn aggression, Europe urge restraint, Australia issue evacuations while backing non-proliferation. Eyewitnesses in Tehran describe sirens, basement shelters during blackouts, rubble near military sites, and southern cities gripped by school tragedy outrage. Analysts describe this as potentially regime-defining. Leadership and command severely disrupted, military capabilities degraded, especially missiles/air defenses, civilian trauma profound and fueling both unity and dissent, economy vulnerable to oil shocks. But Iran's history of asymmetric resilience and rally around the flag could limit long-term collapse, though Trump bets on internal fracture. As operations continued into Day 2 with new waves and Iran signaling unforeseen retaliation, damage metrics evolve. Symbolic Supreme Leader loss seismic, military short-term crippled, hundreds dead/injured, infrastructure scarred across provinces. Hey everyone, if this detailed damage breakdown, satellite-proven Khamenei compound destruction, Minab school tragedy, military hits nationwide, has you locked in and you want ongoing updates on casualty revisions, nuclear site checks, successor speculation, or economic fallout. Subscribe right now, turn on notifications, and smash that like button to keep these real-time analyses coming. Your support keeps the channel powering through these historic events. Quick recap. Khamenei plus approximately 40 elites dead, compound heavily ruined per satellite before/afters, key military targets hit in 17 to 24 provinces, 200+ civilians killed, Minab school 108 to 148 dead, but nuclear program not freshly devastated here. Regime vows massive revenge. Trump signals sustained force. What's the true tipping point? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Recoverable or irreversible? I'll update as new assessments emerge. Stay tuned and stay safe. 2.